So we know that we have two histories, Ramayana and Mahabharata. These are not mythologies, not Puranas, that Britishers added that word as mythology. There are 18 Puranas we have, but Mahabharata and Mahabharata and Ramayana are Itihas. And if you see the tone of what we have taken, we will later on discuss what are the different tones of Mahabharata. Whatever I am doing right now is history tone. This is how it happened. We are not going into more of dramatics, more of drama. We are sticking to logistics and what exactly happened. And also, the effort here is to remove some myths, what we have seen on the screen. Because today, the Mahabharata, what we know, the Praman is whatever we have seen on the screen. But there, they have to use drama, dialogues as one of the medium. And that's the reason a lot of things get colored or added unnecessarily. The purpose of studying Mahabharata is that it gives us the entire philosophy how to live. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, all four Purusharthas, four goals of human birth. And when we accomplish all four, life is fulfilled. So if you see, our Vedic culture is not much of sannyasa, renunciation. Renunciation is there, but in the life itself where we are living. So let us prepare ourselves by sitting straight, head, neck, backbone straight. This is a position where the energy flow is maximum, ideal for spiritual sadhana, whether it is japa, whether it is dhyana, whether it is shravana. Let us withdraw our mind from all that has happened in the past, keeping only the learnings with us. That is also very important, that what are we learning from Mahabharata. So there is a story, there is a drama part, but there is a learning also. And that's the reason we have seen several dharma discourses happening during the Mahabharata. Let us withdraw our mind from all future anxieties, worries, tensions, present confusions, and take a deep, slow, conscious breath. Mind must find an anchor. If mind doesn't find the anchor, then it gravitates towards pleasure or activity. And then it gets tired there and again comes back. So we must always give an anchor to the mind. Breath is one of the anchor. Japa is another anchor. Swadhyaya is another anchor. So the mind is anchored in the breath. The breath is always available, always present, always fresh. And to make our study, learning brilliant, let us invoke God's grace and Guru Parampara's blessings by chanting loudly together. Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karvavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् श्रीवेदव्यासाय नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् हरि ओम
Thank you, Manisha. Hari Om to all. So we are studying, reflecting on the Mahabharata, and we are at a stage where the war is completed. 47 lakhs warriors fought. 11 have survived, and the Pandavas have come to Hastinapur. And what is going on is the mourning, cremation, last rites. We can imagine that if we one day go to the cremation place and come back, our mind slightly alters. We can imagine in Hastinapur what would be happening. Yudhishthira has taken up the responsibility to do the last rites for all warriors. The women in Hastinapur are alone with children and old people. And we can see, we last time saw that Gandhari, Kunti, Draupadi, have a round in the Kurukshetra where the bodies are lying, hands are lying, legs are lying. And we saw that Gandhari cursing Krishna that as Kuru clan got destroyed in front of me, Yadava clan also will get destroyed in front of you when you are alive. Seeing all these things, Yudhishthir is depressed, which is obvious. So his depression is explained in detail in Mahabharata. He says, I do not want to rule Hastinapur. Now we saw the same situation happened before the war where Lord Krishna motivated Arjun when he said that I don't want to fight the war with the same reason. That I don't want to build a kingdom on bodies, dead bodies. So again, Krishna saves here Yudhishthir by motivating him to go and listen to, discuss with, ask questions to Bhishma Pitama, who is still alive. And we saw that there is a great, beautiful dialogue which happens on Raja Dharma, which Bhishma Pitama gives, and later on Uttarayan starts and Bhishma Pitama gives his body because he is having that Vardhan, boon, that Ichha Marana. I can decide my date and time. Krishna here in Hastinapur also saves again Bhim by protecting him, by getting crushed by Dhritarashtra by putting, forwarding the statue, the metal statue. And we also saw that in between, Arjuna inquires with Lord Krishna that, can you just repeat the Bhagavad Gita again? Now I am more in a relaxed format, relaxed frame of mind, war is over. Lord Krishna says that that was a divine yogic mood in which that Bhagavad Gita happened. Now it is not possible to repeat. So Lord Krishna gives summary of the entire Gita, but the tone is more of renunciation than fighting and action. So he gives important topics to Arjun, which is called as Anugita. And we saw some highlights of the Anugita portion also. So Yudhishthir is still not convinced, still not ready to be crowned as a king due to guilt and depression. One day Ved Vyasji comes and advises Yudhishthir. This advice works for Yudhishthir. What a beautiful advice Ved Vyasji gives to Yudhishthir. He says, you become the king. Then after becoming the king, you travel through all Bharatvarsha. There people are mourning. There is no crown. The main king has passed away. You go there, find out their son, make him the king, because once you make them that son the king, then there will be other kingdoms will not attack. Wherever you don't find the male heir, crown the daughter as a queen. What a beautiful advice 5,000 years back. Console the women folk because they are into lamenting. Senior citizens, please talk to them. They are alone because their sons have gone. Establish peace in their country. See, today whenever the ruler comes, they don't establish peace in our country. Today also there are foreign countries trying to de-establish the peace in our country, but our system was different. Once you dispose all these post-war duties, repay all the debts of the society by, helping all provinces who fought in the war, gods and ancestors will bless you, and then you may retire happily as you want to retire. Now this advice, Yudhishthir is convinced, and Yudhishthir is crowned as a king of Hastinapur, and dharma is established, for which Lord Krishna has taken the birth. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So now when Yudhishthir completes his, Ved Vyasji again comes and he says that now it is a time to do Ashwamedha Yajna. Now what is Ashwamedha Yajna? Ashwa means horse. So a white horse is taken and then it is let loose. Wherever it goes, that kingdom has, that province has two choices. Either you have alliance with this country or you fight. If we remember, those who have read Ramayana, there also, when Lord Ram is crowned as the king, he does the Ashwamedh Yajna and the horse is let loose. And then we know that Lava Kusha, his own sons, whom we do not know, they catch the horse and they have a fight with Lord Rama, not knowing that he is our father. Nobody is able to defeat each other, and Lord Rama is highly impressed with kids. So, Ashwamedha Yajna, Ved Vyasji suggests. Yudhishthir says that I can do Ashwamedha Yajna, but it requires lot of money, gold, because the army has to be sent along with that horse. Because whoever catches and challenges, that army has to fight, and it has to travel for months and years. And our coffers are empty, treasury is not there. So very interestingly, I was doing research on this but couldn't figure out where this place. Vedvyasji suggests a place in Himalayas where there is a king Marut had done a Mahan Yajna and he has put all the wealth after the Yajna inside the earth. So he says, you Pandavas go there and excavate. So I was trying to do research where exactly this place is located, but there is no indication of that. Vedvyasji knew that the moment he gives this indication, all people will rush to that place and try to excavate. So Pandavas go there and excavate and gets enough money to do the Yajna, Ashwamedh Yajna. Here Uttara in meantime has given birth to Parikshit. Pandavas are very happy because he is the only lineage left of Pandavas to rule later on. And that is the only way to create security and peace when you have a powerful king, when you have a dharmic king. And to establish peace, the very important point why these Ashwamedh Yajnas are done. This is a learning for today also if the politicians read this, that when we are having a country like Bharat or India, the neighboring countries must be peaceful. There cannot be a lot of threat from the neighboring countries. So this Yajna is taken up to establish peace in all the surrounding countries and provinces. If there is unrest in Nepal, if there is unrest in Bangladesh, if there is unrest in Sri Lanka, it will impact India. Today there is unrest there in America, in Iran, but it is still impacting India. It is going to impact. People say recession is going to come because of the oil prices. So that's the reason this Ashwamedh Yajna is done, that peace is established. So now Arjun is selected as the army commander and army is selected and Arjun is supposed to follow the horse. Now we think that Arjun's last war was that Kurukshetra war. Now this is a new information. Arjun fought many wars after that, but with a different mindset. The instructions Yudhishthir gives to Arjun is very clear. He says, as far as possible, convince the king that do not fight because they cannot stand Arjun and his army. Do not get into war and destruction. But still, there are many provinces who stop the war, to stop the horse and have a fight with Arjun and gets defeated. So Arjun has many wars after the Kurukshetra war. So I was just going through the research which all areas, objected and caught the horse and fought with Arjun and his army and got defeated. One was Trigarta, which is Pakistan, still fighting with India. Another was Kirtas, Arunachal Pradesh. Still they think that they want to be independent. The next is Mlechas, which is China. China is again fighting with India. So if you see that time also, after the Kurukshetra war, still there were kingdoms who fought with Arjun and Pandavas. Sindhu Desh is Surat. Jayadrat's son attacks Arjun and gets defeated. Dushala, Jayadrat's wife, who is Arjun's cousin, intervenes and then he tells her son that do not fight Arjun, you cannot stand them. And then this is a difference between when we established their own people as kings. When Mughals came here, Britishers came here, Dutch came here, Portuguese came here, Mongols came here, they ruled here. They raped, they took away the money and they tortured, converted. But our policy, our Raja Dharma is that if you attack one kingdom and defeat, make the person who is there, who is born there, their son and make them as their king. Lord Ram also made Vibhishan the king of Lanka while living. Then Arjun goes to Manipur, where we all know that earlier he has one marriage alliance there of Chitrangada. Their son is Babruvahan. He doesn't know that Arjun is his son. And it has been described that they have a huge war. Babruvahan and Arjun. Same thing like Ramayana, where they do not know their father and son. Lavkush and Sri Ram. And Babruvahan, it seems, defeats him. Chitrangada comes to know that Arjun has come and this fight is going on. In most territories, one interesting point to note that the mother or the women comes, because now there are no men left. The mother or the women comes and sorts out the fight and say, do not fight, create peace with Pandavas, Hastinapur, and you rule. So Arjun is pleased with his own son defeating him, because both become unconscious. And then Babruvana's mother Chitrangada, who is Arjun's wife, comes and then intervenes and tells, he's your son. And Arjun becomes so happy to see a warrior like him who can defeat him. This is the first defeat of Arjun. There are two defeats of Arjun in war. Second, we will see, it is yet to come. Then Arjun goes to Gandhar region, which is Afghanistan. There again, some warriors are left there who wants to avenge Shakuni's death. They attack Arjun. Shakuni's wife, who is alive there, intervenes again, and Shakuni's son is crowned as the king of Gandhar, that is current Kandahar, Afghanistan. And this is how Arjun establishes peace in all neighboring countries. Defeats many kings, establishes peace by ensuring their own son is made the king there or the daughter, and then returns back to Hastinapur. And this is how the dharma is established. Peace, prosperity is established in Bharatvarsha. This is the moment. Bharat is ruling almost, as I mentioned last time, from Syria to Indonesia here. No one is able, powerful to challenge Hastinapur, and the peace is established, prosperity is created. Kali Yuga is still far away, and Pandavas rule for 36 years. Peace, prosperity, dharma, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So this was the purpose of Krishna's birth, which is accomplished. So now we shift from Hastinapur to Dwarka. So now once Yudhishthir is crowned as the king, Krishna is still there in Hastinapur to ensure everything is properly going on. Arjun defeats everyone in a year and comes back, and Krishna says, it's time to now for me to go back to Dwarka. So Krishna goes back to Dwarka. So Hastinapur is in peace, prosperity, power. Dwarka also, some years of peace remain. So now we have to come to Krishna's story a little bit. What happens in Dwarka with Krishna? We know Krishna had 8 wives. People say 1600 whom he, defeated one Rakshasa and got back. We are not talking that, but official marriages, what is listed down are 8. Among them, Jambavati is one wife who doesn't have a son. She prays to Lord Shivji, and Krishna and Jambavati get one son called as Samba. Now, Areo Samba, not that Shole Samba, but his name is Samba. Now, what is the Samba name comes from? Samba is Shiva and Amba. That is a combination. So, she prays that I want a son like Krishna who is same in beauty and valor, courage. She gets that, but she doesn't pray for Krishna's wisdom because there can only one Krishna. So we all know that this is very interesting. Many people today say, children don't listen to me. Children have their own lifestyle. Children get up late. Children do as they want. They want to marry somebody else whom they wish so. They are not interested to marry whom I say so because we are parents. We married whatever our parents brought alliance, we got married. No, but children today are not interested in marriage, or they marry somebody else who out of caste. It is, and people say, no, my problem is very unique. Today, in 5,500 years back in Krishna's life, actually, we see his both son didn't listen to him in marriage, created problems for him. So now we will take these very interesting incidences. Samba is almost like Krishna in terms of looks, courage, power, but he is very arrogant, very mischievous, drinks, goes with friends and have a lot of drugs parties, drink parties. So one day when Samba and his friends are drunk, intoxicated, they pass through a particular place where rishis have come, saints have come and camped in Dwarka. So Samba and his friends want to do a prank on these saints and rishis. So they think, what prank can we do? They take an iron club and then the Samba puts that iron club inside his clothes. And then they do some makeup and make him look like a woman. And then they all friends along with Samba go and tell, okay, this is, so and so, Mr. Yadav's one warrior's wife. One Yadav is there, Babru, she is here, his wife. She's pregnant. You are all rishis. Can you tell that it will be a boy or a girl and that she wants a boy? Please bless her. The rishis are rishis, they are antarjnani, they are realized. They see through the iron club. They see through that is Samba. They curse him that you will really become pregnant and you will deliver this iron club tomorrow. And this iron club will become the cause of Yadava Kula destruction. They get scared. They go to Ugrasen. Ugrasen is the king. Dwarka king mentioned is Ugrasen. Though Lord Krishna is the ruler, but the king or the prime minister is Ugrasen. Ugrasen crushes that particular iron mace. And next day, actually, Samba delivers that iron mace. It is crushed into pieces and thrown in the ocean, thinking that it will all get dispersed. But it is mentioned that some of the portion is eaten by some fish, and that fish is caught by the hunter, and then it becomes cause of Krishna's. And that also some of the powder becomes the reed. And then the whole destruction happens. That we will see. This Samba, who is a son of Krishna and Jambavati, has also created earlier challenges for Balram and Krishna. Like Krishna also was mischievous, but these mischiefs are different. Drinking and becoming mischief, doing mischief is different. Though we might say Samba was doing mischief, but you can't do mischief with saints and ask them questions on what will be delivered, boy or son, boy or girl. Before this war, there is a Duryodhan's daughter called as, her name is Lakshmana. Her Swayamvar is happening. No, there without invitation or with invitation, this Samba reaches in that Swayamvar. Mischief, fun. He goes there, he looks at Lakshmana and he falls in love with her. And in the Swayamvar, when Bhishma, Drona, Karna, are all sitting. Ashwatthama, he abducts her, thinking that, his father had taken away Rukmini. Bhishma had gone to, another place and taken away the daughters in Swayamvar. He also does that. The Kauravas become very angry. I'm telling earlier story. How Krishna's son, because, we do not know life of Krishna, what are we going to take that? Krishna is not to be only worshipped as Bala Krishna and, give them Makhan and then Radha Krishna and do puja. Our Gurudev was the person who brought Krishna from the puja room and studied him. What is life of Krishna? How he faced all situations in a balanced and smiling way. So this Samba abducts this Lakshmana, who is daughter of Duryodhan. One wonders that he didn't find anyone other than Duryodhana's daughter to abduct from all the beautiful queens around. So he is attacked by Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Ashwatthama together. And it has been mentioned that he fights with lots of courage. But in a war, in a battle, it has been mentioned that it was an unfair battle again that time, because all 4 warriors attack him alone. And then he's captured, caught and put in the jail. The news reaches here Dwarka. Balram becomes very angry and comes. And he has a peace negotiation that now he is abducted. He is fallen in love. Please give Duryodhan's daughter Lakshmana's hand and let them get married officially, properly. So it seems that Kauravas insult Balram, saying that you are all inferior lineage, caste. So very interestingly, we will see that Krishna was always mocked as Gopala, you were a cowherd boy and we are kings, because he was not king. Cowherd boy. गाय चराने को लेके जाता था. Balram becomes very angry and he takes out his instruments and puts down on the earth. And he says, I will drag Hastinapur to Ganga and drown it. His plow, we have seen Balram with a plow. And then there's a lot of bhukamp happens there the moment he puts the plow down. He says that I will drag Hastinapur to Ganga and dissolve it. Bhishma comes forward, says very sorry. The Kauravas surrender before Balram because he's Balram. Nobody can beat him. And then the peace negotiations happen, and it seems that there's a marriage happens between Lakshmana and Samba, and then properly the marriage takes place, and then the Samba brings her back to Hastinapur, to Dwarka. So we saw that how one son has created trouble for Dwarka. Now there is another grandson of Krishna, Aniruddha. He is son of Pradyumna. His story also is very interesting. This is highly, dramatized in regional versions with dialogues and drama and love story. So in another province, there is one Rakshasa called as Banasur. He is an Asura. He has a daughter named as Usha. It's a very interesting love story. She one day dreams, and in that dream she sees one very handsome man, and then after she gets up, she becomes very depressed, sad that she wants to marry that man only, but nobody knows who is that man who had come in her dream. So it seems that her friend is there, Chitralekha. She's an artist. She draws lot of portraits of men and doesn't match anyone. Finally, she draws one and then it matches and says, okay, this man is Aniruddha from Dwarka, who is grandson of Krishna. Now, Chitralekha is also a Rakshasi. She has miraculous power. She becomes invisible. And it seems that she picks up Aniruddha from Dwarka and takes him to another province. And Aniruddha also sees Usha and both of them fall in love and they get married by Gandharva Vivaha in her room only. And people think today there is a living relationship and without marriage. So these Aniruddha and Usha start living in her palace without informing Dwarka, without informing her parents. No, here one day in Dwarka, suddenly they find that Aniruddha is gone, disappeared overnight. Where he is gone, nobody knows. And they are living happily without informing anybody, quietly, secretly. Usha's father one day comes to know, Banasur, that there is a man in my daughter's room in palace. So he catches Aniruddha and there is a war happens between them. Aniruddha is caught, captured and put in the jail. Krishna comes to know that. And then Krishna comes and there is a fight between Banasur and Krishna. Long fight is described because Banasur is Shivji's devotee. So Shivji comes and fights. And then Shivji and Krishna has a fight. Then they realize that this is not fair. For what reason? And Banasur is caught by Lord Krishna. His hands are killed. He has 1,000 hands, it seems. And then Shivji says, leave him. And he tells Banasur that, okay, get married officially his daughter to Aniruddha. And then they both are married and then Krishna relieves Aniruddha and brings him back. So we can see that Krishna's life constantly is having lot of challenges. So today, what is the learning from Krishna's life? Children are children. They will do whatever they want. At least we must thank God that, people say, no, we must marry in our own caste, our own culture, our own days, this must be. These are all wishes which are good. But learning from Krishna's life that even during that time he had to have challenge with his own son, his own grandson. His own grandson married a Rakshasi. His own son married Duryodhan's daughter out of all available kings. Who is actually, Krishna doesn't have enemy, but he supported Pandavas in the war. And Usha and Aniruddha marries and they have a son called as Vajra. Later on, this Vajra son is mentioned because Indraprastha is given to this Vajra son. So Hastinapur is ruled by Pandavas and then when Parikshit takes over, Vajra is given Indraprastha as one of the province. So this way, things are going on. Some years go in peace, maybe 30, 40, 25, 30 years. One day, we think that we only go for picnics and we want a break. The entire Yadava clan goes to picnic. And where to go picnic? Goa, we also like seashore, Mauritius. They also have a Dwarka shore. So they go on Dwarka shore to have picnic. And one point I missed, when this Samba is intoxicated and he goes and does the prank with the rishis. Ugrasen, who is a prime minister, declares that day, it has been written in Mahabharat, that they put an alcohol ban, which is still now also in Gujarat, there is no alcohol. Alcohol ban is there. So alcohol ban continues for many years, but when they go for a picnic, they all get drunk, forgetting that ban by Ugrasen. So the Yadava clan goes to Dwarka beach. Today also we can go to Dwarka beach. And Satyaki and Kritavarma, both are Yadavas. But we can see now in Indian team also there is a Surya Kumar Yadav and there is Varma, who is a left-hand batsman, comes after him. Both are there. So in Yadava clan also there are many sub-clans. So Satyaki comes into Sini clan, Varma comes into Bhoja Andhaka clan, and Krishna is into Vrishni clan. So there the fight happens between Satyaki and Kritavarma. Krishna has not gone on the shore. And Satyaki says that in the Kurukshetra war, because of you, the Pandavas' next generation were killed because you were there with Ashwathama. So Kritavarma has also followers, and we can see both are Yadavas, but Kritavarma fought on Kaurava's side. Satyaki is Arjun's devotee. He fought on Pandava's side. So they have a fight, both side. Satyaki and Kritavarma both are very good warriors. They have their own followers. They start fighting, and there is a clan fight happens between these two, and the clans get divided, and there is an entire political war. Actual war happens, and the entire Yadava clan is destroyed. Krishna's children, grandson Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Samba, all are killed. So as Krishna realizes that the time is up now, this is a effect of Gandhari's curse. In front of him, he sees his own entire Yadava clan getting destroyed, because inside, today also the wars are happening. Every caste has subcaste and they are fighting. Marathas are fighting with Brahmins. There somebody is fighting with somebody. So Krishna immediately informs Daruk. Daruk is a messenger that you go to Hastinapur. Now we saw Hastinapur and Dwarka. Delhi and Dwarka. What is the distance? You go to Arjun, Hastinapur, inform Arjun and ask him to ASAP come here. Don't tell him the reason. So Daruk goes to Hastinapur, informs Arjun, and here seeing this, Balram becomes very, very upset that his entire Yadava clan is destroyed. He gets up and goes to forest and gives up his body. Krishna comes to know that Balram has gone to the forest, and the news comes that he has given up the body. Krishna and Balram are inseparable. Sheshanag and Vishnu. Krishna knows intuitively that time is up. So Krishna goes in search of Balram, gets tired, sleeps under a tree, and we know it is a evening time. There is a hunter who is hunting there, and he has got the arrow which has got the tip of that same iron filing which he has caught from the sea face when he has got the fishes. He finds some of the iron filings in the fishes. He makes the arrow tip with that iron filings, and he sees some movement there. He sees it's an animal. He shoots the arrow, and that arrow comes and hits Arjun's thumb, and instantly Lord Krishna gives up the body. Now we can see very interestingly how Lord Krishna, no drama, no dialogues, goes to forest and gives up the body quietly. Nobody knows. That is how one must die. Not with all relatives around, because then the attachments are there, their attachment, my attachment. Earlier also we saw Dhritarashtra, Kunti, Gandhari, Hastinapur is established, everything peace, prosperity. Instead of enjoying, they take Vanaprastha and then die in the forest. We don't take Vanaprastha only. Still involved into complete advising children and how they should live, and nobody is asking us advice. Die alone, because no attachment. So Krishna gives up the body, and there the Dwapar Yuga has ended. Let us close our eyes and, Krishna Arpanamastu. Before we go ahead, let us invoke Lord Krishna's grace and learn from his life. Who is Krishna? So now 1 minute we have to, a few minutes we have to spend on Krishna's life to understand, taking this opportunity of Itihas. In Bhagavad Puran, all the miraculous stories are there. Here we will see Krishna's life as a human being. So when Krishna, who is Krishna, we can, in Bhagavad Gita, in many of the texts come, Krishna is Brahman. If you think Krishna is Brahman itself, meditate on Brahman. If you think Krishna is Ishvara, pray to him. Ishvara sarva bhutanam riddhe Arjuna tishtati. If Krishna is Avatara, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, he came down as Vishnu's avatar, then I have to listen to his leelas, what he did. And now, as we are doing Itihas, okay, all these things we don't believe. He was a Itihasic figure, he was a historical figure like Mahatma Gandhi, what we see. We see so many people who we say the historical figures. Krishna as a human being, suppose we say, what is his journey? So Krishna's journey is like this. He was born in Gokul, then went to Vrindavan, then went to Mathura, then went to Hastinapur, then Indraprastha, then Dwarka, and the place where Krishna was hit by that arrow, it is near Somnath. That place was a forest that time, it is near Somnath. That place is still there, where Krishna was hit by the hunter and he gave up his body. Krishna faced many problems. Last time we saw, so today's session will complete with Lord Krishna as a human being and then compare, because many people think that, I have a lot of problems and my problems are unique. No, no, no. Krishna's problems were unique. We had no idea that, suppose we considered today for some time, consider Krishna as a human being like us and what problems he had. And then we'll come to know what is the greatness of Krishna, and then only we'll be able to listen to Bhagavad Gita and understand and follow not his life, but his teachings. So now, problems, very interesting one. Personal problems of Krishna, personal problems. He was born in jail. Please ask yourself, where were you born? You were born in a hospital or at home. Safe environment. He was born in a jail. He was supposed to get killed. Multiple assassination attempts as a child. You ask yourself, how many people tried to kill you when you were a child? No, no, no. I was actually, very happy, born in mother's womb, mother's place, and then I was there for some months and I was pampered. Putana, Trinavarta, so many Rakshasas came to kill him. Then from there he went to Gokul. And then Gokul to Mathura. Now people think, no, no, this is a person who is learning vernacular medium. Now this village person has come to town. Krishna was mocked by many kings till the end that he was a village boy. He was not given a status of a king. A village boy coming in Mathura and ruling. Because at the age of 11, he killed Kamsa and became the king there. He was insulted by many people as a cowboy. Duryodhan also called him as a cowboy. So please ask yourself, we must ask ourselves, how many people have insulted me that you can't speak English, you are a village person, you can't do, nobody has that. Then he was also blamed as a robber of Samantyak money when in the Dwarka. Public humiliation by Shishupal. Difference of opinion with Balram. Handling duplicated Poundraka Vasudev. Somebody came and told, I am Krishna Vasudev only. Now we have to ask yourself, all these problems I didn't go through. Krishna went through. No, no, no. He was, no, no. Right now we are considering as a human being. Then family problems. People think, no, no, that is okay. But, I have a lot of family problems, Separation from parents when he was a kid only. How many of us have got separated from parents, lived with somebody else only? We spent nice childhood with our own parents. Son Samba and Duryodhan got married to Duryodhan without his inclination. Krishna tells him that do not get into all these alliances. His grandson Aniruddha marries one Rakshasi. He has to go and rescue. His own son gets cursed from the rishis by getting intoxicated, drinking problem. Enmity with Rukmi, his wife's brother, was his enemy. Internal conflicts between different Yadava clans. As I mentioned, there were different sub-clans. Entire Yadava could destroyed before him. If as a human being, you see all these problems I didn't go through. My problems are nothing before Lord Krishna's problem. Then national problems. Direct enemies he had right from 11 years of age. Jarasan attacked 17 times Mathura. Shishupal, Kala Yavana, Dantavakra, Paundrak Vasudev shifted from Dwarka to Mathura just to avoid, Jarasan's attacks constantly on Mathura. Then international problems. Hastinapur, he went and mediated there, went as a peace messenger, created enemies like Duryodhan, Shakuni, Karna. Spiritual and strategic advisor to Arjun and Pandavas. Among all these problems, I have to check what problems I have. My problem, very small compared to Krishna's problem. Still, we make a big drama out of it. Behind every emotion, what we have, there is a story. And that story is created by me only. Henceforth, whatever emotion I am going through, there is a story attached. And that story is a very, very nice story created by, what happened, this should not have happened, that happened, is story. Suppose we read Krishna's story, his itihas, then we understand that all these problems I don't have. So how Krishna faced the problem? That is a learning from Krishna's life. That always cheerful, always smiling, always balanced, always dynamic, participated in all events. Some people in a little bit small insult or something, no, I will not go to Chinmay mission only. No, I will not go to this relative only. No, I will give up this project only because somebody has not offered some chai or respect or said thank you. He participated in all, in spite of all insults, accepted all situations. He was a friend of Arjun, spiritual teacher, central dharma strategist in the Kurukshetra war. All these roles he played, several roles. So we must remember of Krishna's role, not only that Makkan Chor and give little Makkam to Bal Krishna, that is okay, Bhava. But at the same time, we must know the greatness as a human being. So that is about Krishna's life history we discussed in short. Because now Krishna has given up his body. As we are seeing, we are not dramatizing a lot of things here because we are discussing itihas as it happened with logistics. So Krishna and Balram have given up their bodies in the forest. Here, Daruk comes in Hastinapur and informs Arjun that you have to come to Dwarka immediately. Lord Krishna has called you. So Arjun comes to Dwarka immediately and is shocked to see Dwarka is haunted place. Nobody is there. He goes to the palace and meets his uncle Vasudev. Vasudev informs Arjun that this is what has happened. There was a fight happened. Yadava clan destroyed. Where is Balram and Krishna? Arjun asks. They both went to forest and have given up their bodies. Arjun becomes depressed. He alone goes in search of the bodies. Then he gets Balram and Krishna bodies back to Dwarka and does final rite. So Arjun does the final rite of Krishna and Balram. Nobody is there in Dwarka. And Krishna has given instruction to Vasudev. Vasudev also gives up his life after giving instruction to Arjun that Lord Krishna has told you that come to Dwarka, take all the remaining people who are there immediately to Hastinapur and settle them down. So Arjun, on the 7th day, Arjun leaves Dwarka with children, old people, women, the entire troop, a big troop, along with Arjun and little bit soldiers, what he has got. They leave Dwarka gate, and the moment is out of Dwarka gate, the entire ocean comes and engulfs Dwarka, leaving no trace of Dwarka. So today, suppose we go to Dwarka, Dwarka is still there. The scientists have seen the entire Dwarka inside the ocean. They have sent the submarines, they have sent all the people and seen all the things are there. 5,005 years back, the ocean engulfs Dwarka and it is inside the ocean. Right now also we have traces, and entire Dwarka is there inside the ocean. This government was planning, I don't know whether it is happening or no, they are taking submarines down for us to see and come back. The traces of palaces and temples there where Dwarka is submerged under the ocean. And still people think, oh, whether Krishna was there or no. There's so many historical, archaeological evidences we are having. So Arjun, along with this troop, leaves Dwarka, and there Dwarka is submerged. And along with Krishna, along with Arjun, Krishna's 8 wives, children leave. It has been, Krishna's wives are whom mentioned: Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, Kalindi, Mitravinda, Satya, Bhadra, and Lakshmana. It is called as Matri. There are different names. 8 are mentioned. Some of the wives come with Arjun. Some go to forest for penance. Some gives up their life. It has been mentioned. And then Arjun leaves with the old people, women and children, and towards Hastinapur for them to settle down. But here, very, very interesting thing happens. What happens that we will see, and we will see the concluding part, that what happens to Arjun and his troop when he's taking these women, children to Hastinapur. Greatest warrior on the planet, unbeatable, invincible. But now what happens to him in absence of Krishna, because Krishna is not there. So that we will see next session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much.
Prasad, stop recording and Facebook live stop.